Wednesday? It's probably Wednesday. Say hello if you're here. I'm just trying to pull up the comments on my other phone here. And there we go. I gotta do something. Hi, Sandra. I need to do something. I have all of these boxes back here. They're like cracker boxes, and I'm saving them for journal covers. I thought I would use them this month, but turns out I'm not using them. Because, let me show you. Because I'm making these journal covers, which I ended up using like leftover shipping shipping envelopes. And I stuffed them with some tissue paper. I did a full tutorial on this, so you may have already seen it, but I put tissue paper inside the envelope, and it's kind of giving it like a crinkly noise. I just thought it was fun for sound effect, but you can't really tell on camera, I feel like, but here, I'll show you. I think in person, like if you're getting one of these journals, it just adds a little bit of crinkle. So anyways, I just like anything that adds texture and crinkly noise, and I know that a lot of paper lovers do as well. Anyways, hi, how are ya? I'm drinking some coffee right now. I don't usually have a second cup of coffee. Sometimes I do, but hi Rhoda, hi Charlene. Rhoda, I'm guessing you would have received it by now, but you've received your giveaway package, right? That wasn't even from, what was that from? It was from like a live stream we did or something like that. I'm hoping you got that. Then, oh yeah, I forgot I was doing another giveaway. When did that end? Let me go see real quick. That might be today. And if it is, then I can probably pick the winner. March 11th. That was already happened. Oh, that was yesterday. So that's okay. We'll pick the winner today then. This week has been kind of just a weird week. Yeah, I just have not been able to get myself like super organized. I'm working a ton and making great progress, but it's like, my brain can only focus on so much at once. Like, we can't exceed in all areas of life, and I know that, but it's hard because then there are weeks when I do feel like I can be on top of it all, but I have to remind myself that's not realistic to happen all the time. So, yes. So today I'm finishing up some of the journal covers that I've been working on. I am finishing up, I'm almost actually done with these. I needed to make 80 of these, I think. Love how these turned out. I love how the little embellishment closures turned out. And it was the perfect colors and mix to go with these Tim Holtz wallpapers. It's from Pink Monarch Prints. I got doilies. I don't have them in my possession, but my friend Lori got them for me. And so thank you for helping out with that. Yeah, that was definitely like the least expensive way to go. And I got all 20. Dawn had reached out to me, Emerald Mama Green. No, why can't I even remember how her, anyways, you probably know who I'm talking about. She is working at Joann's right now, and she did message me, and she was able to get like 14, but I didn't want to have to pay. I needed them like quick, like I'm gonna get these other ones today, and I didn't want to have to pay for overnight shipping, but then still need like 8, and then have to end up paying shipping somewhere else, so it didn't make sense to do that. And so Lori got them for me, or she has them for me. So probably gonna, I have to remember, I have to check up on that. I think I'm either meeting up with her today or tomorrow. We live close together, I've mentioned, so yeah, there we go. And Maddie, I know you told me that that Selena Amore Fabriques had some, and those would have been actual real vintage doilies. And I love being able to use real vintage when I can, but sometimes for Patreon, my budget is so low that, like, when I'm adding an extra thing to my journals, I don't have a lot of budget to work with. So I would have had to pay for like overnight shipping for those, and yeah, unfortunately that wouldn't have worked out. But because I spent more money than I probably should have on Tim Holtz stuff for this month of Patreon, for the wallpaper that I used, and for the pretty pocket cards by Tim Holtz that I'm including. But anyways, yeah, so hi Katia. I always hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you. And I hope you guys are all doing good today. Today just feels like a normal day. I'm just kind of working on a lot of different things, trying to fit my housework in there as well. My daughter actually almost wasn't going to go to school today. She woke up, she has a little bit of a cold, and she said, I don't think I'm going to be able to go to school. And I'll never force my kids to go to school if they're not feeling up to it, but I said, well, okay. I said, let's check. Do you think you have a fever? She didn't have a fever, just a runny nose, which I know that's annoying. It is. So I gave her the option, and I said, you could stay home. I said, but I have to work today. I said, I have a really busy day. So I said, it's probably going to be pretty boring at home, but if you need to rest, then let's keep you home. And then 10 minutes later, she goes, you know what? She goes, I'm fine to go to school. I said, okay. I know that she would have stayed home if she was feeling like she needed to. And she didn't have a fever, so. I feel like colds are hard. I don't want to send my kids to school with anything that's contagious. But cold symptoms linger for so long that it's like, yeah, it's just nearly hard to avoid, I feel like. Of course, unless they have a fever or throwing up. Those are two things that I will always just keep them home for. How do I keep coming up with new themes each month? Well, I do repeat a lot of themes, like what I'm doing today. Hi, Lori. Me and Lori were chatting at 4 a.m. this morning because we were both awake. I did end up falling back asleep, by the way, for like another hour. Anyways, yeah, I do repeat my themes a lot. Like, I don't even know what I would call this theme. I do botanical themes a ton, and I just do things that are appealing to me, and I do try to keep it up so that it is something new every month. I love that I'm talking with scissors. I can't help it. But I do scroll Instagram a lot, and Pinterest, but I feel like Instagram is more up to date. Actually, someone tagged me in an Instagram video today, and they actually, maybe that's what we'll talk about. They said that they had like a creative block, and were wondering like what I do when I have a creative block. I don't have time for creative blocks. I actually just have to push through because this is my job. It depends on me to keep going. And I kind of think that that's probably helps me out in a way, because I really have to dig deep sometimes to get inspiration. But I scroll Instagram a ton for ideas. I have an endless list of things that I want to do and try that are all in the general like paper crafting theme, or not theme, genre, I guess you could say. And so I actually feel like I have too many ideas, and it used to keep me up at night. Luckily it doesn't anymore because I'm tired now. But it used to keep me up at night because I would come up with these ideas, and usually it started by getting inspired by something that I saw someone do. but I do write down all of my ideas, and when I am having like a creative block or when I'm needing to come up with a new theme, I usually will look through that list. I look through all of my saved pictures from Instagram. So yeah, that's kind of, let's see, like I'm always trying to think 1 or 2 months ahead also for Patreon, or my journal collection themes. And sometimes I don't figure it out until close to that month, but a lot of times I just already have an idea of what I want to do. So yeah, I would say, I know that as crafty people, we do all go through times. Hello, Pamela. Hi, Catherine. We do all go through times when we have an abundance of ideas. I'm sure you guys do. Like when you're watching YouTube or Instagram, whatever you like to watch your crafty stuff on, or just being around crafty stuff. And so I would recommend when you have those times when you have too many things to work on, to definitely write them down, take screenshots and pictures, and then when you're having a creative block or something, you can come back to those. But I think a creative block is a bit more than just having a block. I think there's probably a lot more going on that keeps you from feeling like you can be creative in craft. I don't really think it has anything to do with not having enough ideas. At least for me, I think it really just would usually happen when I actually had like stressful things going on in my life, when I had other things that I needed to deal with, and it was really hard for me to just like be still with my brain and focus. And so I try to take the opportunity to make sure that I'm dealing with those things, because I definitely find that it helps me be able to be creative a lot more freely. Hello. But oh, I joined late. That's okay. We're really just getting started, not doing too much. Let's see. So right now I was just cutting these little cute embellishments, and I am going to now glue them on the remaining wallpaper pouches that I made. I already sewed these up. This is the last bit whoops, of it. And so now I am actually just gluing these on the flap, and then I just got my Amazon package of my Velcro dots for these. In fact, where did I put those? Actually, let me go grab those real fast. I think they're out here. Somebody's watching me. Well, I think they must be upstairs. That's okay. I will use what I have here. I was going to show you the packaging, but I've shown them enough. I use the Velcro brand Velcro dots, and they're the teeny tiny Velcro dots. And so actually, I want you to at least be able to see what I'm working on a little bit here. I'm going to bring it down. Hopefully you could see better there. Yeah, so I'm just gluing on the little embellishment. These are pretty basic, I guess you could say, simple. And then I will take my little Velcro dot, top and bottom, and then I'm putting it on the actual embellishment, not the flap of the envelope. Sherry, hello. I think we are all a little brain scattered from the full moon. Ooh, I didn't know it was a full moon. I don't keep up on that stuff, but I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, if you guys ever have questions about random crafting stuff while we're on the live stream, feel free to ask. I might not see your question right away, but there we go. So I just like that it keeps the flap closed. And then, but I do like the sewing detail. I know a lot of you have already seen my video today, giving you some tips and tricks on sewing. And what else? I'm finishing the last of my journal covers, but today is the 12th and I want to try and finish Patreon packs by the end of this week. So I'm going to probably more so focus on the Patreon packs and then come back to the journals, because the journals I will sometimes send out a day or so later. So, oh, Regina, hello. You could not sleep last night. Oh, that's not fun. Please press like for Jessica. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you for the sweet message. Okay, I'll show you what point I'm at in making the journal covers though. And I think I already said, but I did film a full video showing how I was making these specific journals. They're not much different than any of the journals I ever make. Yes, we'll come back to these. Okay, it's too warm in here. Man, we got a couple days of sunshine last week and it made me so excited for spring and sunshine, but then it's been cold. All right. So yeah, I'm reusing some of these USPS envelopes, and then I covered the envelope in some music paper, some of them, or washi tape, just so that you couldn't see through like the writing and stuff. And so I glued them on, and then I'm going to go through and cut the corners now. And then I'm going to glue the fabric around. Are you going to have any extra journals for sale since I'm on a different level? I am hoping to have a couple extra. I made extra, so I am hoping to have extra. It kind of just depends on time. So if I have extra, I will definitely like post around it somewhere. Okay, so let's see. I need to pick giveaway winners today for the replay video redo. I'll probably do that right after this video. I don't want to have to grab my computer now and log in. I feel like I should do it while I'm on a live. Nah, I'm gonna do it separate just because I don't have everything set up. I gotta log into my YouTube and all of that on my computer. But yeah, this week has kind of got away from me, I'll tell you. Hello to you, Vintage Roses. So I'm curious, how many of you do have a sewing machine and use it for your crafting? Or are you wanting to get a sewing machine? Hello to you, Marita. Me. Maddie has one. Sherry has one. Okay, Catherine, you use yours for both fabric and paper. Hello, Cindy. Ooh, yours is from the 70s. That's cool. So actually when I first started like really crafting, I got a vintage sewing machine. It was like a teal blue and it was so cool. It was so heavy though. So heavy, but I loved the vintage look and so someone gave it to me for free, but it was so hard to sew on. And I thought that was just me. I thought, oh, sewing isn't for me. But then once my mom said that I could use one of her sewing machines, and I was like, oh gosh, your expensive one? Like, are you sure? I don't want to ruin it with paper. And she's like, no. She goes, I'm not worried. So I used her sewing machine, and I was like, wait, this is actually so easy. And so I realized that just having a machine that was working well. I think the vintage one that I had, something was broke on it, I think. Anyways, hi Denise, how are you? I'm working on a lot of things right now. Currently, I am making some journal covers, and I do have an actual tutorial video showing you how I made these, since you can't really see what I'm working on here on this live stream. And I'll show you. So right now I'm just wrapping fabric around, and I'm working on that. I'm working on some envelopes. I'm working on all of the things that I'm making for this month's Patreon journal packs. So a lot. But yeah, so these are the journal covers, and then I'm lining the insides with paper, scrapbook paper. Let's see. I have 3 sewing machines and a serger. I can't seem to part with the old ones. They need repairs, over 30 years old. Rhoda, I actually just got a serger. Have you ever used your serger on paper, or have any of you? My mom said that I could try it. She said, she was trying to explain to me, I've never used a serger. She was explaining to me that if you use it, it like chops off the other side of, or something, like the edge. So I kind of get what she's talking about, but I wonder how that would work on paper. She said she's used it before, but yeah, I'm gonna have to try it out. It was my grandma's, so it is pretty old, but it's never, wait, it was my grandma's? But I feel like they said that it's never been used. Maybe my grandma bought it for my aunt and it never got used. I can't remember. Doesn't have fancy, yours doesn't have fancy stitches, just tried the zigzag last Sunday. I was actually saying in my video that I put up today about sewing, I feel like even though I have hundreds of stitch options, I usually just use a straight stitch or a zigzag. So, you know. Lori, you have a very, very basic sewing machine, but you haven't really used it much of anything. Okay, Cindy, so it cuts off the edges. I wonder what that could be fun for. Oh, Maddie, a serger would be great for flat journal covers to seal the edges. Okay. Denise, I actually did a full video today on my YouTube channel here, if you go to my videos, and I talk all about sewing on paper. I'll answer that right now, but just in case you have any other questions, I tried to go over all of the basics and like every little detail about what I do for sewing on paper with my sewing machine. But typically, if you are going back and forth between sewing fabric and paper, and I don't mean fabric for junk journaling, but like if you're sewing clothes and you're wanting to use it for crafting, it is recommended to change the needle in between. But from my research, that's only because sewing on paper will dull the needle, and you don't want a dull needle when like you're sewing. But in my experience, I change my needle like sometimes once a year. I mean, it should be more than that probably. I just use a basic needle. I've never had any issues. I've had my sewing machine for 8 or 9 years now, but of course I don't want to give that, I give that advice like lightly, like I don't yeah, but I think a lot of crafters probably follow the same thing. I just use a basic needle. I don't change the needle, but yeah. I don't do anything special for my sewing machine, if that helps. Oh yeah, I like the Vine. Cindy, maybe I didn't see it. Do you have the same sewing machine? Oh wait, I have her in 2 sewing machine. Or maybe those are just typical stitches on a lot of sewing machines, because I also like the Vine stitch. I don't know which one's called chicken tracks. I think maybe I know. I want to use mine. Hello, Margie. Also, hello. I want to use mine more for paper crafting. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. Marita, I don't change the needle between paper and fabric, but I guess paper makes the needle dull, as Jessica says. Yeah. Although, I mean, like I said, I can't actually tell that it dulls my needle. Like, it's not very obvious to me. Got it. Yeah, okay. I figured they look like chicken tracks. Okay, anyways, I'm just doing a whole lot of chatting with you guys. Okay, I'm going to glue my inside covers on. I am sewing these journals, so I'm just adding a little bit of glue. I also go over this in that sewing video, but people say, like, are you supposed to, is it okay that you are sewing on paper after you add glue? And again, this is like something that, like, I'm gonna tell you the rule, but I don't follow it so well, is that if you are gluing something and then sewing it, you should definitely wait for it to dry. But a lot of times I don't, and I will just take a little bit of like alcohol on a paper towel, clean it off that way. That's all it's really going to do. Like one time maybe when I was sewing a bunch of covers that definitely had wet glue, one time my thread started getting like stuck as I was sewing. And so I took everything apart to clean it, and I did notice that there was a little bit of like glue gunk down in the, I don't know what you call it, but like the inner part of the sewing machine. But it was an easy fix. I just cleaned it off. And so I have been way better about that since then, and I just try to clean off in between. But yeah. Hello, Jess. How are you? It's nice to see you. Hey, I gotta say, I've been trying to make it to Thrifty Days Tuesday live streams. I see a lot of you over there. And so if you guys don't watch, or if you don't follow Thrifty Day, or if you do and you didn't know that she does like a Tuesday live stream, it's so much fun. She has a really fun group over there. It's like you guys, but there's a lot of people. So, I've been trying to make it to those. In fact, yesterday I stayed on hers so long that I didn't have time to come on and do a live stream myself. Okay, so here's this one. And then if you guys know, these journals are also gonna obviously have like 45 pages on the inside, a nice mix of pages, and they will have a removable doily closure. So I'm going to set this over to my sewing machine so I can sew that later. And I am definitely going much slower right now than I usually do, but that's okay. We're just chatting. Just going to cut the corners off again. What else do I need to work on today? I need to cut out a lot of file folders, but I kind of been trying to save those types of things for when I pick my kids up from school. I still have 1 or 2 hours left of work, so I pick them up, get them all snacks, come back, and I try to work for a couple more hours. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but what I have really been changing up is when I have simple projects that I need to do, like cutting things out like this, I'll save this for later in the day. I just need to cut out like 150 of these, you know? I have probably half of them done, but I'll save that kind of thing so that I can actually sit on the couch with my 6-year-old, and then I can do something like that next to her where I don't really need to use my brain, you know? So I've been trying to kind of change up what I'm doing. It is a lot. but I also have to cut out 250 tags. I had to cut out like 80 of these little things. I had to cut out 150 of these tabs. Well, those were punched. So it's all a lot. I'm making 25 of these journals. Each one has 45 pages, so I had to cut out all of the pages, but it's what I've been working on. Oh, Jacqueline, you just joined my Patreon. Did you mean today? Let me see. Or maybe in the I'm a couple days behind on like welcome mail. Yeah, oh, yesterday. So yeah, I just caught up at the end of last week with Happy Mail. So anyways, thank you for joining. Welcome. I love that you joined the Wildflower tier. That is a fun one. And this month's packs are going to be super fun. And then I also send you, for your first month, I send some extra goodies to like as a welcome. So thank you for joining. Okay. Sorry that I'm slurping my coffee. Yeah, Denise, I actually don't love cutting so much. I mean, it's easy, but it's a lot. It's a lot. If I could get my little one to help, she probably would help, but I don't know. Actually, there's a lot of like precise cutting involved. Ooh, I do not take glucosamine to help with my joints. I didn't even know. I don't think I actually get sore from cutting, if I'm being honest now, but I don't want to jinx myself. There's a good chance that Regina, you can private message me. Let's see, you're on Patreon, right? You can message me on Patreon. You could message me on Instagram. Those are the easiest places. So hopefully one of those will work for you. You can email me too, but just know if you guys ever do private message me, I try to keep up on Patreon first as like my first, what am I trying to say? I try to check that like regularly, like every other day at least. I get a lot of messages, so it is hard to keep up with everything. But and then Instagram next, and then emails. And I'm always a bit behind. So if you ever message me and you're like, why isn't she responding? And if it's something super important, well, first of all, sorry, it takes me a few days, but you can blow up my messages to get my attention. I mean, you shouldn't have to do that, I know, but I usually catch anything important pretty quick. But I'm just saying that because if you really want to show me something and you're like, I really want her to see, just message me 100 times on Instagram. Oh, Michelle, I hope you, wait, the smallest? Yes, I do take, actually, you know what? I prefer to cut by hand, if I'm being honest. I really do. Wait, scan and cut. I think I missed a message about, oh wait, there you go. You need a brother, scan and cut. So I don't know if you saw, I got this cutter that I need to film an unboxing and review. It's the Locklick, and I've read mixed reviews that it can work as a scan and cut. Some people said that it kind of can. Some people said maybe they need to update the, anyways, I'm hoping that I can get that to work for it, because that would be cool, but I don't know. And I do agree, a scan and cut probably would be good when I need to cut so many things, but guys, I also sometimes really hate technology, and I would rather just deal with cutting 250 tags out than having to be on a computer to set that up. I mean, you have to scan each one, and then you have to put it on the mat, the sticky mat, line it up just right, and then it cuts out. Sometimes it messes up, then take that off and then do the next one. And I actually feel like it saves stress on your hands, but I always feel like it doesn't save that much time. But I'm gonna give it a shot if it works on this machine, because it could be helpful, especially for little things like this. So yeah, anyways. Bye, Lori. How much is a scan and cut? I'm not sure, but hopefully if this cutting machine works, then I won't need one. And I don't think I would even buy one. I just wouldn't use it enough. I really would not. I would not want it out all the time. So I might be a little stubborn and stuck in my ways. Whoops, that's upside down. And I will admit that that is true. But I also kind of know what works for me. So it's hard for me to want to change things up. I don't have a lot of time to be like testing out new ways of doing stuff, you know? But again, I say all that, and I am going to give it a try. Bex, hello. See your name there. I think I enjoy hand cutting as well. But yeah, I mean, it gets tiring after a bit. Okay, done with this one. I like that these covers are all a little bit different with where like the placement of everything is. The little mushroom, and I love that it's not too mushroomy. And then let me just give you a quick look in case you didn't see what the removable closure looks like on these. And they're all gonna look a little bit different, but it will look close to this since I just got more of these large doilies. Thank you to Lori for going to one of our local Joann's. So it's going to end up looking kind of like this. So it's hard to hold up. And I'm gonna have a few dangling little charms, maybe buttons. I couldn't decide on that. And then it has the closure part removable. And if you are someone who's getting this, or if you make one like this, and if you really love the doily and want it to be on there at all times, then I would suggest, well, I was gonna say sew it on, but let's say you got like a finished journal and the pages were already in, it would be hard to sew it on, but I think you could probably glue that on, or even just sew it on in the center. Anyways, I did get all, actually I was hypothetically talking to you earlier in the live stream, and I can never remember how your channel name goes. I was like, Emerald Green Mama. I was like, no, Green Emerald Mama. Oh, there's a cute little squirrel. Anyways, yes, hi Dawn. I did get them all. And it was local, so yeah, my friend Lori was able to get them for me. So I didn't have to take up anyone's time to go to the post office. I didn't have to pay for overnight shipping, all that. Oopsies, made it oopsies. Cut that too small, and now it looks like poopsies. Thank you so much for looking, Dawn. That's very, very nice of you. Oh my gosh, I almost drank my glue because it was right there. Oopsies. Let's see, Rhoda. The military gives the service people, glucosamine for their joints due to all the training they go through. Oh, you're a former military wife. I didn't know that. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind if my joints get tired from so much cutting. Oh, and Marita, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong too. I have a silhouette cameo. You can't scan and cut, but you can print and then cut out the designs. However, I find it takes a bit of time. So wait a sec. I have a silhouette cameo, and I used scan and cut for years. So I can't quite remember because Hans was the one that would help me with it, and he is very tech savvy. So maybe he found a way around that. You should Google, because I promise I use scan and cut all the time on my silhouette cameo. That was like what I used it for. I still have my cameo too. Why don't I use that? Well, I think it was just because like I needed a new mat and silly reasons. I could use it. Oh, no. It was because the software was annoying to me. Anyways. Hi, Christy. That is all right. Hi, Diane. How are you? Bye, Maddie. Have a good day. All right. Well, anyways, guys, yeah, you know, I think it's probably time to blare some Billie Eilish and have a little concert. So I think this is where I will let you go. And I hope that you guys have a good day. Let's see. Oh, I think you have to make the file. Oh, you're right. You're right. Yep. So I knew it was possible, but that's right. He always had to scan it and then like yeah. And it was something I couldn't really do on my own. Like I think I maybe figured it out once, but good point. So it's possible, but hard. Jessica, I got my winnings. Oh, good. You got your giveaway prize. And I can't forget, I need to pick 2 giveaway winners today. So if you entered the replay giveaway, then I will be choosing winners for that today. So I'm going to probably do it after this. And I'll put a video up probably with the winners' names for that. Yeah. And then I'll ship those out like by the end of the week or something. But yeah. Okay, guys. Well, yeah. I hope you have a good day. I'm going to turn this off in just a quick sec when I finally have this glued down. Glue all over my fingers. Okay. Probably see you guys tomorrow. Bye.